Excited?
Yeah, just how do you feel after all these months of preparation to kind of unveil what you guys have been working on?
I'm excited. I'm excited for the guys. You know, they put a lot of hard work, you know, since January when we all first got here. So to see them just go out and compete and have fun doing so, you know, in front of a crowd to kick off this season, I'm excited for them and for them to be in that moment.
Coach, Adrian Martinez has had some good games against Illinois. What have you seen from him on film and some of the challenges for your defense?
I mean, yeah, he's had good games against a lot of people. You know, I know he struggled a little bit at times a year ago, but he's a long, athletic guy that can make every throw. Obviously, I think he has a command of the offense, and Coach Frost has confidence in him. So we got to pay attention to where he's at all times. You know, the offense kind of goes as he goes, and he's a playmaker with the ball in his hands. There's no doubt. I got a lot of respect for what he's been able to accomplish throughout his career.
How much does Nebraska's take from last year, not only against Illinois but the whole season, inform your game plan?
Yeah, you know, you look at their offense from last year and a year ago. There's definitely some carryover, some similarities. So that's how we build our package and what we're going to be doing on Saturday. It's based off of the film study and what we've seen from them so far.
And what stands out to you? You spoke about Adrian Martinez, but what else stands out to you about their offense?
You know, first, Coach Frost, you know, he's very creative in how he wants to run the football. Obviously, having a quarterback like Adrian Martinez helps with the ability to utilize his legs. Everything that they do in the run game marries up with their pass game, so all the play action complements the run action very well. They're physical up front. I know they're young, but they're experienced while being young, and are long and athletic. The tight ends are you know, they're Big Ten, really good tight ends. You know, a little bit unknown at the receiver spot just with the departure of some guys, as well as running back. But just Scott Frost is creative, and he'll give you a lot of window dressing to run certain plays. So you got to have your eyes in the right spot. He makes you use all 11 players on the field to defend them. That's typically how it goes when you got a quarterback that can pull the ball down and be dangerous with his legs. So we got to be on our P's and Q's and have every T crossed and every I dotted within the schemes that we're carrying into Saturday.
Ryan, when you guys sat down in January as a coaching staff to build this defense, how close is it to what you guys envisioned that day? Have there been a lot of tweaks or modifications as you've seen guys on the field over the last 8 months?
Yeah, there's definitely been some tweaks. Just, you know, getting to know who you have in the locker room and what they're good at and what their strengths and weaknesses are. But you know, it's been fun to see this kind of get to where we are today. Obviously there are still things that we would like to put in from a schematic standpoint, which kind of go as your players sort of grasp conceptually. And don't get me wrong, like we've got a lot in. Surprisingly, a lot in at this point. I've been impressed with the way they've handled the package and handled the installs. You know, obviously you'll have some designers of the week from week to week on some certain packages, but it's been fun. You know, I'm blessed to be surrounded with really good coaches and guys that have been in my chair before to bounce ideas off of, and you know, we all make each other better in that defensive staff room, and then obviously having a guy like Coach B right down the hall to be able to piggyback or pick his brain, or have him, you know, say, hey, you know, what do you think about doing this instead of what you're doing right now? You know, that's advice and you know, critique that's invaluable. So definitely pleased with where we're at and excited for the guys to go, you know, go show what we've been up to on Saturday.
I remember at one point you said this is new for you to be a part of this building. What are the emotions to unveil that for the first time for you? Are you nerves, excitement? Or?
I'm excited as well. You know, I'm competitive. This is why I do it. Saturdays are fun. You know, that's why it's kind of why we're in this profession. I like the I'm sure I'll wake up Saturday with jitters. I love that feeling. You know, I like the high pressure, high stakes. I love the fact that it's a results driven profession that you know, kind of gives you immediate feedback. And I really do love the kids the young men that we get a chance to spend every day with. Like, this is a fun group to coach. They you know, they want to work. They want to learn football, practice hard. Like, you know, you really don't have to keep track of loafs. Like, these guys practice hard and give great effort. You know, the character of the locker room is one of high integrity. You know, Coach Tank's done a great job with them in the summertime and just building confidence and leadership within the group. You know, we've got 41, I think, seniors right now, so it's a very mature locker room, and guys, you know, know what they want and how to get it done. And they've embraced us as a staff. They really have. You know, we talked about building trust and respect from the jump, and they've done that with open arms, and it's really been a collective effort as a program. And so I think that's what's been special. Obviously, it has nothing to do with whether or not you win or lose a game, but it is fun going to work because of the guys you get to work with.
Ryan, how beneficial could it be to have as many guys as you have in your office right now that have called plays, called defenses? Your boss, Andy, Kevin, yourself.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's a lot of cooks in that kitchen there.
It is. It's definitely helpful. You know, you go through a scrimmage or like a mock game, and just the feedback from the staff on what happened during the play. Like, it's like live feedback and how to correct those problems. And it's been awesome. It really has. And I think all of us are better for it. The great thing about our staff is that there's no egos and nobody really cares about who gets the credit. They just want the job to get done the right way. And everybody is high character individuals, and so it lends itself to, you know, you get the old adage or the old saying, iron sharpens iron, and that's definitely the case, you know, in the defense staff.
Ron, what's it mean to you to play a Big Ten opponent the first game here and come out with a swing, taking another away from an FC opponent or another team, but you get a Big Ten opponent in the first crack? What's that mean to you?
I mean, I think it's awesome. You know, this is my first time in this conference, so I'm still getting to know it and seeing how we stack up against other teams in this conference. So to have the opportunity right out the gate to kick off the season, you know, in week 0 is pretty special, and especially to do it at home in front of your home crowd.
How much different is this game? You don't necessarily know what they're going to do exactly, right? Coming in a new season, they don't know what you're going to do. How much more of an adjustment will you make in this game as opposed to maybe other games?
I think there'll definitely be more adjustments. You know, they've had a whole off-season and fall camp to sort of get their package ready, get what they're going to be focusing on this season. Again, you know, as a coach, your job is always evolving because your locker room changes every year, and so, you know, the good coaches evolve, you know, year to year, and so there's going to be new wrinkles, there's going to be new trends that Nebraska will use that we have to adjust to in game. So I'm excited about the staff that we have that can identify that and make corrections, and I'm excited about the guys we have in the locker room that will be able to hopefully adjust, you know, in real time.
You mentioned never being in the Big Ten before. You've kept a lot of your schemes a secret. Is there an advantage at all to not being in the Big Ten before with the style that you call or the different schemes that you kind of are trying to employ?
You know, everybody still has the tape that I've been a part of. You know, I think the advantage we have in terms of, you know, not knowing what we're doing is the fact that it's something that I've also never done. You know, it's something that everybody on our staff has kind of pieced together to make it make sense for what we have here at Illinois. So it is specific to this university, to this program, to this team, and so I'm excited about it.
To be at a point where you said you feel good at how much you have installed so far, what was important over the last 3 weeks of camp to get to that point?
You know, definitely getting into situational football. You know, what you're going to be doing 2 minute, what you're going to be doing, you know, in the game, last play, second to last play. You know, waste downs, things like that. Just situationally having an idea and a package and a plan put together. That's not just, you know, going out there and playing on first and second down in a normal field. You know, that was crucial toward the end of this camp.
And you obviously had some guys that just started with you when camp started. What was the process maybe to get them up to speed compared to the guys that you had been with in the spring?
Yeah, just they had to dive into the playbook. You know, come up and spend some overtime. You know, trying to grasp what we're accomplishing. But those guys have done a good job and you know, pretty much caught up to speed.
Given week 0, one of the only Power 5 games, is there a recruiting opportunity here to come out on a good foot, given there's going to be seemingly probably quite a few eyes on you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an advantage if you take advantage of it. You know what I mean? And so we'll go out there and compete on Saturday. We're still going to recruit the same way and try to own the state and recruit the right guys for our program. But yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can take advantage of that, it's advantageous. So.
Brian, Nebraska was a rival where you used to play.
Yeah.
I think you went 2-3 against them. This is a player. What did playing Nebraska mean for you when you were at Colorado?
I mean, I grew up a Colorado fan. Obviously, my dad played there, and they were really good. While I was growing up. So yeah, it was illegal to wear red in the house. I still don't think I own any red piece of clothing. I am excited to play them here because they travel well. I remember playing them the day after Thanksgiving at home, and it's a whole lot of red there. You know what I mean? It's also fun playing them at their place. Their fans are awesome. Obviously, they sell out all the time and are pretty respectful after the game. Even if you win, they'll clap for you. But I'm excited to see what our crowd brings to the table. I've heard nothing but good things about this community and how excited they are and how real the energy feels. I just hope that is a tangible thing come Saturday.
Coach Key, you talk about how important it is to you to get a fast start and get off the field early, just from a confidence and a mental standpoint.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect world. Yeah, you get a turnover or a 3-and-out that first possession. But it could be a one-play drive and a touchdown. You just have to adjust to it, and adversity is going to happen in football during the season, throughout the course of the game, throughout life. Like that's the beauty of football, right? Is how it correlates to life and with the guarantee that you're going to hit adversity. It's how you respond to it. It's how your leaders lead during the tough moments. How you react to things not going your way, and how you react to things when they are going your way. You got to treat the scoreboard like it's 0-0, and every play matters, and whatever happens the previous play, it doesn't matter for the next one. So, obviously you like to start fast, and you like to have that picture-perfect scenario, but we got to be ready if that doesn't happen.
How confident are you about your secondary, at least their progression throughout camp?
I'm obviously confident with what they've done through camp. You still haven't played a game, haven't kept score yet. But the way they work, the way they communicate, the way they tackled in fall camp, I'm confident in those guys. I'm confident in our team. I wouldn't say that if they didn't prepare, but they're preparing the right way.
You talked about being embraced by players that were already here when you came on. Were there any players in particular that helped bridge that gap initially?
I think the having the 41 seniors like I talked about, when their seniors buy in, everybody else kind of buys in too. That's the group that's the hardest, right? They've been in the program for the longest. They've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. And so, usually during a transition, that's the group that's the hardest to sort of reach, right? Because there's not another year. But for that group, and I'm talking like the Owen Carneys, the Tony Adams, now the Jake Hansons, the V-Lows, those guys embraced us with open arms and held others accountable that some were either on the fence. So for those guys to do that, that's what made it an easier transition. And it's those guys have been awesome, man. Are really this is a special group in my opinion.